Start off with the main things. Rick George, Athletic Director of the Year. Wow, that is awesome, isn't it? He is doing a heck of a job with all the sports or all the programs here. Men's basketball team opened the tournament tonight. The women plays Drake on Friday. First time in 11 years both programs advanced to the tournament. Awesome. The ski team won championships, which is awesome. I might start skiing now, get off the snowmobile. The tennis team is 12-3. Awesome. The golf, lacrosse, and track and field teams are off the strong starts as well. Spring game, April 27th. We're still waiting on television to see. We know ESPN is dealing with the draft, and we're waiting on probably Fox and still Pac-12 to see what they're going to do so we could announce this thing and get these tickets sold out. We're going to sell out the spring game. Students of the week, Nana Watson, freshman safety, Nikhil Webb Walker, sophomore outside linebacker. Journalism major, first guy. Second guy, economics major, which is great. Okay, here we go. Now, I got these depth charts out just in case you guys asking about that. Good to be back. Had two really good practices, and I'm so excited about the season. I'm excited about the staff. You guys just talked to the OCDC, right? They're really good, aren't they? Personable. Communication is tremendous. How they're relating and their relatability to the team. The staff, to me, is phenomenal from top to bottom. And I think we still got maybe one more piece that we're going to add significantly. But I'm so excited about what I'm seeing out there. Let's go.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Go ahead.
Got a two-parter, but I know you like one at a time.
Yeah.
So first one is, has it started to set in?
I like your haircut. Let's get this right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I like the shoots.
Thank you, sir.
Has it started to set in for you that this could be your last year coaching your kids?
Yeah, it set in quite some time ago. I mean, I'm a real dad, which means that we have a tremendous relationship, which means that we communicate often, daily, and we can't wait to take our son's vacation this weekend when spring break commences. So I can't wait so we can talk about other things in life that our plans and our preparations. But it's phenomenal. The thing has been a tremendous journey, and I think Shedeur played 4 games without me when I went my leg injury. That's it in his entire life, which is crazy. So I'm thinking about it. Also, Charlotte says every time I mention Shedeur, to make sure I mention him, that he's in the first round as well. That's what he told me, to make sure.
The follow-up would be, years from now when they're talking about what it was like to be coached by you, what would you hope they say?
I don't care what they say. I know what they're going to say, but you guys ask them that. I pretty much know. I know my kids like the back of my hand. I know my daughter, she just came to meet me right after practice with a big smile and a hug. That meant that she needed some money for the trip. So we just went up there and made that exchange. We cut through the small talk, and that was it. She was getting ready to depart in a little bit, and I know she needed some money just by her presence. Know my kids.
Brian Howell presented to the camera, also a two-parter, but would it be safe to say that going into spring last year, you kind of knew that a lot of that roster was not going to be here?
Oh, most definitely. You guys knew too, but it's funny that what I said is a problem.
Well, but
you know, why is that? When I say what everybody's thinking, why is it a problem? Like I said some things about the offensive line last year, I wasn't derogatory to them.
Right.
I just said I said the thing that everybody was thinking watching the game. Why is it a problem? I'm just asking everybody. Why is it a problem when I say what you think?
You're probably a little oversensitized and worried about other people's
I like
feelings.
that. So that's not my problem.
No.
That's your problem. Okay.
Because you're coaching them and we're not.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but you know, you got the power of the pen and now the fingers and all that. It's just that sounded really bad. But you have power. It sounded really bad. You have power.
So my lead into that is, I mean, you went into last spring kind of knowing this is not going to be our team, but this year,
Exactly.
I would imagine, I mean, the group that's here, you feel much better about them. So I'm just curious.
Truly so.
Do you feel that you guys are going to be much further ahead Then
We
you go
already
last year
ahead.
because you have
You're already
Peter.
ahead. I mean, this time last year, we normally just met everybody. We pretty much, we had a gauge on everybody. We knew what they were capable of and what they weren't capable of. This year, you're just trying to make sure the pieces fit. You know what you have. You know the depth that you have, and you know several other pieces are gonna be added, as soon as the spring is over. You know that's gonna happen this summer. We already know. Some names you may not know, but we already do. So it's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Coach Cosby with the Denver Post. So Livingston, his experience with the Bengals, obviously Shermer, decades in the NFL.
Keep going, keep going.
How do you see that?
No, don't stop.
How do you
Keep
see-
going, no. We got several other guys from the NFL. Keep going.
How do you see all the NFL experience translating to this?
This- How can you tell somebody where to go if you haven't been there? It's hard for you guys to tell me how to get to your grid, you know, if you haven't been there, but that's where you live. It's easy to get that way, right? And it's these kids today, man, it's not how we grew up. Our parents said, because I said so, and you took it. Why? Why? Prove it to me, show me. Like, it's the show me type of young generation, and prove it to me generation. Let me see your credentials type of generation. So when you compose a staff that pretty much embodies the NFL and where they're directed to, that is phenomenal. I think eight out of the 11 staffers either played or coached in the NFL, and that's phenomenal. You throw me in, that's 9. That's tremendous to me. It really is.
Coach, when we spoke in Utah, one of the last things we talked about was running the football and the importance
True
and the
that.
emphasis that you were gonna put on it this offseason. You
Yes.
told us that running the football was 1A and stopping the run was 1B, and you didn't know which order. How did you go about addressing that this offseason?
We were trying to address that. We were trying to address that along for some time now. It's like you, as a coach, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know what you got. You know, just like as a man, as a human being, as a woman and a man, you know your strengths and weaknesses, and you know what you possess. You know you gotta overdress yourself if you're not handsome, right? You gotta cause a diversion, and, highlight yourself in other places, and that's what we did. But sooner or later, they found the flaws, the tremendous flaws. But we feel as though we addressed a multitude of the needs. We could use a little more depth at the linebacker position, but shoot, the guys they're fighting their butts off right now. They get to the ball, they're doing what we need them to do. But we know what we still have coming, and we know how the situation that we're gonna address. So I'm pretty good, not just with the starters, but the depth, because that's a tremendous asset that you need to play the amount of games that we plan on playing this year. It's not gonna be just 12.
As a quick follow-up, sorry, I don't have the mic.
Mhm.
Alton McCaskill, right, kind of shut him down at the end of the year last year and
Well,
hopes to get
Alton
him back
wasn't ready.
healthy.
I didn't shut it down. He
Well,
wasn't
I
ready.
meant the
Yeah.
decision was made to shut him down.
Yeah,
right?
Alton wasn't ready, man.
So now, how does he look and how excited
He
are
looks
you for
good.
him?
Shoot, he looks good, but you gotta understand, I can look at this depth chart and say, yo, Dylan looks good too, right? like Savion looks good too. That young freshman, he's tremendous as well. So, and we may add to that room as well, because you never know. See, the thing about coaching these days, you gotta think way down the street. You know, you don't just think here. So you just think, oh my God, these kids are wonderful that you have. But somebody's gonna jump in the portal at the spring. They're gonna do that, and you gotta prepare for that stuff. So you prepare for that as well as embrace what you have. So it's a different game right now. Totally different game.
Hey, Coach, Pat Graham, Associated Press. As a father, as a coach, you hear back and fracture, and it's scary.
Yeah.
How's Shedeur? How's he recovering?
He's good. He's awesome. He really is. He's recovered immensely. I think he's 7 times better. His back is. That's how many linemen we got, right? New linemen. What is it, 7 or 8? 8. He's 8 times better. I'm serious. Than his back is than he was last year. I mean, the way he's feeling, he really is. So we're good.
And then I guess just follow up on that. Would be he's projected as a high draft pick next year. What steps?
Shedeur, let's just get this straight. Let's get the elephant in the room. Shedeur would have been a high draft pick this year. Okay, let's just stop the foolishness, and you get mad when I tell you the only reason I know that because don't you think I know people in the NFL? I'm sorry. I played for how many years? 14 Got a gold jacket at the crib, I think. I think I know some people. You know the Jerry Jones, Arthur Blanks. I know some people in the game. Roger Goodell's, I know some people. So when I speak, I'm not just throwing stuff out of my head. I'm throwing stuff based on knowledge. So let's just get that straight. If Shedeur would have gone into the draft this year, he probably would have been the second. He wouldn't have been the first quarterback off the board. I think he had the ability, but he probably would have been the second quarterback off the board. Let's just get that straight.
I guess, just.
I had to vent for a minute. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I had to get that out.
What, is there maybe something that you wanna see him elevate just a little bit more?
Yeah,
something?
yeah. I want to see him just take it to another level. It's not something that I can say, you gotta do better than that. Because see, when I get on him, sometimes it's too premature because I go back and watch the film and I say, okay, I see why you had to hold the ball right there. I see we blew a darn route. I think it was one of the games at the end of the game. I think this where he threw the pick. We had two guys running to each other. You guys didn't even know that, right? We got two guys running to each other on under routes. That's why he had. See, you don't understand that stuff. That's why he had to hold the ball and he digressed a bit, then just threw it out for Jesus. And the other team caught it.
Hi, Coach. Adam Munster, Tiger 24/7
My man.
Sports. Good to see you.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well, doing well. We had a chance to talk to Phil Lodeholt the other day. He mentioned that he spent some quality time with you before getting
Yeah.
hired. During that process, what made him stand out to you?
Shoot. His knowledge, his thought process, his the way when we met at the crib, matter of fact, in Texas. Just the way he came to the interview ready and prepared, and what he could add to the room. He just had a commanding presence, not just about his size, but his relatability to the young men in today's game, as well as his ability to recruit. Because you got to look at all that, not just the coach, get a recruit. And that's things you really got to think about now. And he checked every darn box and then some. And now to see him at work, to see how they respond to him, to see how attentive he is, detailed, and how detail oriented he is. He's a gem. Thank God we got him, because he is unbelievable, and those guys work their butts off for him, and he holds them accountable, truly. Plus, he was a dog, man. Like, he was a dog. Like, so, all you had to do is go in the film room and just turn the film on and say, let me critique this tackle. He didn't even tell him it was him. Then you seeing what he does and all that, then you say, oh, shoot, that was you. So he's been there and done that, and that gives him instant credibility in his room. But his commanding voice, and Gunner is doing a wonderful job, the assistant. He's been with me since Jackson, so that room is going to be good. It's really going to be good. Those kids are just nasty, man. They don't play, man. It was a fight today, good one too. I told him when the helmet's off, you got to stop. You got to stop. But it was a good one today. God, it was a good one. I don't advocate that, but when it happens, see, you got that thing, and you got that dog in it, man. And it was offense versus defense. They went at it today, man. And I like that. I don't like a fight, not whatsoever, but I like that intensity, in a day that we're not even padded. So, but Phil is unbelievable, man. Thank God we got it.
Yeah, Coach, I love how you're raw, you're candid, you hold players accountable, but now after one season of coaching at this level, what did you see about yourself that you would want to do it better, a game day coach specifically?
Let's focus on this level first. You said that like this was like Jesus was on the field playing. This level is this level. This level has players that are a little better on the front lines than it was in Jackson, but the skill positions I think are equal. Quarterback's a little different as well. They're phenomenal as well. But this level is this level. I played at extreme level. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 14 of them. So I understand this level. For me, in-game things that may happen. You can't prepare yourself for everything that you try to. But some things that you want to change, just the thought process going into it. But it's going to be tremendous, much better communication. First of all, we have microphones in the helmets now, so we can talk right to the quarterback or right to the linebacker, get the calls in. That's going to be phenomenal. That's going to help tremendously. I wish it was several guys on each side of the ball, which would be tremendous. but in-game type of things. You can't be prepared for them, but you gotta think through all of them. And I think we may have missed the boat on a couple occasions. But overall, I think it was a good season when it comes to that. But I'm very harsh on myself, much more harsh than you guys are. But we're gonna win. I know that, you know that. We're gonna win.
Hi, Coach. Taylor Sanders with Buckspeed.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Oh my God, what you?
She is awesome. We know each other. I came in there for autograph signing into a restaurant, and she was the hostess to the mostest and did a wonderful job. So I remember her face.
Glad to see you again.
Amen.
But I'm just curious, how important is it for you to know like the personalities and how your players operate to for the success of this team?
Tremendously.
Yeah.
Because you know what buttons to push. You know who's who, what's what. You know fundamentally how these kids are and what gets them going. And you know that from their visits and when they come and they present themselves. But when they get on the field, see, I go to the weight room and I sit there and work out myself, but I'm watching them. So I go on the field. I run, get my laps in, but I'm watching them. I'm watching how they respond to adversity. I'm watching how they act when they're tired. I'm watching how they relate to their other players. I sit in meetings often, watch how they relate to the coach. Are they do they pay attention to detail? I'm always watching to find out different things about our kids, because sometimes you get a kid here and he's so much more than you thought he would be, and sometimes it's the opposite. But you got to know that, so you don't put him in situations where he's not going to succeed. You want to make sure we put him in situations where they're very successful on and off the field. Great question.
Coach, Jack Harlow with the
Jack Harlow.
Just with the incoming freshmen and the transfers that are here, just have you seen those new guys kind of mesh with the guys that are already here?
Oh, wonderful, especially during O-line. I mean, they're everywhere together. I think Rod took the safeties out yesterday. I think they put it down last night and had a wonderful time. But the coaches have established relationships with all the team. That's the most important thing. The coaches in a relationship with their groups. But these guys, I told you, it's always tough for older people to get along, not kids and young adults. They get along quite easily, especially when they find a commonality. Like who works hard, they hang together. Who don't, they hang together. Who does their homework and their schoolwork, they hang together. Who don't, they hang together. Like it's easy for me to know who you are when I'm in the cafeteria because I eat with them. I try to do everything with the kids. When I see what table they sit at. If you sit at the table with the knuckleheads that don't want to work at it, pretty much, you tell me that's who you are. So it's easy to dissect that, but it's very vital to find that out.
Couple more, go ahead, Mark.
Right here, Mark Kisler, Denver Gazette. When you gather this team now in the team meeting room, what do you see in that room now that you didn't a year ago?
Some dogs.
And as a result, I assume you see more talent.
Yes.
As a result, do you talk to them differently in terms of
No.
goals and expectations?
I don't talk to them differently. No, the standard is the standard, regardless of who's out there. These young men really understand the purpose and they understand the goals. Like, I think we had a message today. I don't know if Darius put it out yet, but we were talking about the different, how we break down 100 players and 10 of them, I believe we said that they got it. They know they got it. They're willing to work. And I think it was 25 of them, Darius, that figured they think they got it. They think they're on the right path, but you don't know. Then you got another 20 that's looking to get out, but they haven't gotten opportunity. Like I mapped out the collection of 100 young men in every room, not just our room, and where they are. But when I look out there now, I see guys hungry, eager, and have a commitment and willing to sacrifice whatever it is to get to the next level. And their goal is to get to the NFL, and my goal is to prayerfully get them there as well as the education. But these guys are different, man. It's some different cats in there right now. It's some different coaches up there as well. It's a tremendous difference. Going back to what you asked me about coaching, that's another thing that I learned. You got to really take your time and truly be prayerful to understand who's in your room and who you bring in. sometimes you think it clicks, but it just don't click. It just don't work. And that's not saying a guy's a bad guy or a bad person, but it may not work for you. It may not work for me. And sometimes it did. That does not mean that they can't go somewhere and soar. Like the Atlanta Falcons, it worked for me athletically, but winning wise, it didn't. So we went to San Francisco, and it worked out tremendously, as well as Dallas. So some things that initially it may not, and that's what transpired a little bit with the staff and some of the players. But I feel so darn good right now about the staff, about the team, about the city, about everything that we're doing right now. We're on practice 3 on Friday. I think we're gonna pad up Friday because I think 2 practices, then you can hit each other. I know what's gonna go down Friday. I really do. We might have to have the police out there Friday. It's going down Friday, I promise you that. These guys are a little different.
Did you expect too much of them last year?
No, I didn't. I knew my team. I knew them. I knew what we had, I knew what we didn't have. I think truly we could have put them in better situations to be successful. I think everybody, including the staff, wasn't built for the noise. What I mean by the noise, everybody's not built for the moment. You gotta understand that, like, and shoot, we took the moment to the greatest heights. Like, it was like, shoot, and we plan on doing that again. But everybody's not built for that stage. That stage comes with tremendous responsibility. And you gotta get young men that are used to that and committed to that and want it and relish that opportunity to be on that stage. And they're ready to grab that microphone and hit that note. I mean, you gotta have those type of guys that I feel as though the goal is to get $8 on the side of the ball, $7 or $8 that you know what you're gonna get on Saturday. And we got some guys that I'm happy about. Let me address something else that I think I need to address. I don't know who did it. I don't know if they're in here. If they are, you can just raise your hand like we did when we were in nursery. We said here. There's an article that came out that said I don't go on visits.
He's not here, Coach.
Okay. My approach is totally different than many coaches' approach. Sometimes I'm a businessman as well, so I try to save our university money every darn chance I get. So for me to go to, let's just say I'm going to Florida and I'm visiting whatever school, IMG. You don't think those coaches gonna be a little upset if I don't come by the school down the street? You don't think it's gonna be pandemonium if I'm gonna get naysayed if I don't go another 45 minutes? Then if I go to that one, then I go, well, I didn't come to that school. Now the coach is mad, so he's not gonna let the kid come because he's mad because I chose that, go to that school over that school. See, other coaches, they can do that, but I can't. I can't. And I've really pretty much done a personal survey. I really, truly, in all my heart, believe that parents don't want me at their house. They want to come see my house. They want to see how I live, how I get down. They want to see what I got going on, what God has done in my life. I know when I was in college, I did not want Bobby back in my house because I knew after 7 o'clock, there was going to be rats and roaches on parade doing their thing. So that was just straight up, honestly. I didn't. So that never transpired. That never happened for me. And we target mostly guys that's in the portal. When do you make visits to portal guys' homes? Anybody do that? Do they do that? I don't do. Anybody? Have you guys heard of that? I don't. I think when a guy is in his 20s and he has 1 or 2 more shots, he don't give a darn about the picture. He don't give a darn about the parade that you want to take him on. He wants to know, okay, how you going to use me? How can you help me get to the league? And what am I going to be paid? That's it. That's the world we live in now. And I have never heard one guy say, I chose this college because this coach came by my crib. Have you? It's different now. The parents, I love them, and I want to show them Boulder. I want them to see this and how beautiful it is and why I'm so eager and how much I love this city and this state and this team. I want them to see that because guess what? That's where the kid is coming. Kid coming here. Go in there and showcase for me. This is blowing money. It's blowing the bag. Don't make sense. And I can't do the things other coaches can do. You know what? I'm Coach Bryant. And I didn't stutter when I said it.
Coach, we got Shedeur and Jordan. Are you good?
Shedeur, let me see Shedeur. Where's Shedeur in?
Shedeur, yeah.
That was a great ending. What a great ending, right? Had to get it off my chest.
Jordan's here, Coach. Shedeur's
Jordan.
left. Jordan's here.
Where's this? Hey, what a big fella.
He's coming.
Mr. Sanders just texted me good morning. I mean, good afternoon, that's what he said. Come in. Good. Well, you out there fighting today?
Nah.
You heard what he said, I ain't fighting today.
We fight every play though.
I didn't see you driving somebody down the field 15 yards trying to push him and then overly aggressive.
Well, that
did I see that?
Yeah, that I did do. That was me. I take credit for that one.
Do you understand that difference, what he just said? Y'all didn't catch that. I just did that so y'all understand the difference. This man is different.
Appreciate
He's
you,
built
Coach.
different. Love you, boy. Yes, sir. Brother.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.